All right, next up is the front suspension. For the front suspension, you can talk about it on either side of the bus. I just like to do it over here because I go from the steering to the suspension to the brakes to the tire. That's just my flow. But you can talk about it on either side, okay? So let me identify the parts of our front suspension for you. So this piece here, and the sun's kind of bright, it's hard to see, but it goes back. It looks like a long ski. That is our leaf spring, okay? Spring hangers and mounts. This is our mounting bracket on the front, and way back there is our spring hanger. So when we're talking about spring hangers and mounting brackets, the spring hangers in the back, the mounting brackets in the front, this is the only, when you talk about the spring hangers and mounting brackets, this is the only piece on the bus you're going to talk about bushings. So bushings are kind of round rubber pucks, and they go between these bolts on this piece and on the spring hanger, and they're there to make sure that metal doesn't rub against metal. Okay, so that's what bushings are. I like to explain them because if you can visualize them, it'll help you remember. Then we have our U-bolts, which are right here. They look like upside down U's. And then we have a shock absorber. Leaf spring, mounting bracket, spring hanger that has the bushings in it, U-bolts, and shock absorber. So my leaf spring is what? Securely mounted, not damaged, working properly, no loose or missing nuts or bolts, right? And then the spring leaf is not bent, broken, cracked. And the two keywords on this one is shifted or missing. Those are two words you definitely need to say. So I do my bent, broken, not bent, broken, cracked, not shifted. So I kind of move, it's hard to see, but I kind of do like, like both my hands, like it's shifted, right? Not shifted and falling away for missing. So that's how I remember that. And then my little spring hanger, back my spring hanger and my mounting bracket. This one's a little different too because they are actually securely mounted to the frame. So I say they're securely mounted to the frame and working properly. I switched the order a little bit to remind myself that it's a little different. So my spring hangers and mounting brackets are securely mounted to the frame and working properly, no loose or missing nuts or bolts or bushings. There's no damaged, and they are not broken, loose, or missing. I think actually, I take that back. That's just broken or loose, because if it was missing, then it wouldn't work at all. So they're not broken, and they're not loose. So this one more time on that, and I'll do it all at the end too, but the spring hanger and the mounting bracket are securely mounted to the frame and working properly, no loose or missing nuts or bolts. They are not damaged, broken, or loose, and no missing bushings or damaged bushings. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place today. I'm gonna do that one more time. Spring hanger and mounting bracket is securely mounted to the frame, working properly, no loose or missing, and you want to touch this, that'll help you remember, no loose or missing nuts, bolts, or bushings, and they're not damaged, loose, or broken. Hey! And see, instead of redoing the video, I'd rather you hear me kind of stumbling through it, because that's what you do to learn it. You just say it over and over and over, right, until you remember it, okay? I haven't actually practiced the pre-trip in a while, so I'm a little rusty. Okay, so my U-bolts upside down. U-bolts are securely mounted. They're not damaged. They are not broken, loose. No, that doesn't sound right. I think it's cracked. Well, if you say not damaged on everything and it's not a keyword, you're fine. So I'm going to say the U-bolts are securely mounted. They're not damaged. They're not broken, missing, or cracked. Pretty sure that one's cracked. Okay. Shock absorber. Really, this one's kind of easier. Securely mounted, not damaged, working properly, no loose or missing. Actually, that you can't really see. Yeah, I guess there's a bolt down there. No loose or missing nuts or bolts, and not leaking. That's it. That's the easy one on this one. So altogether, if I had a tester next to me, I personally like to identify my parts first and then talk about them. It is up to you. I would say this is my leaf spring. This is my mounting bracket, and back there is my spring hanger. Can't really see it. Spring hanger. My bushings are between the bolts on those pieces. Those are my 2 U-bolts, and this is my shock absorber. My leaf spring, securely mounted, not damaged, working properly, no loose or missing nuts or bolts. It's not bent, broken, cracked, shifted, or missing. My spring hanger and mounting brackets, I'm showing you my hand motions. My spring hanger and mounting brackets are securely mounted to the frame and working properly, no loose or missing nuts, bolts, or bushings. They are not damaged, loose, or broken. Yes. My U-bolts are securely mounted, not damaged. They're not missing, cracked, or broken. And my shock absorber is securely mounted, not damaged, no loose or missing nuts or bolts, working properly, and not leaking. Boom! And that is your front suspension.